Russia, the second world's largest oil exporter, is facing a fuel crisis that would have been unimaginable just 2 years ago. Ukrainian strikes have damaged 17% of Russia's refining capacity. That's 1.1 million barrels per day offline. Gasoline prices have hit multi-year highs, rising over 10% year-on-year to surpass 60 rubles per litre. But here's what the data really shows about this unprecedented situation. Let's start with the verified facts. According to industry reports, Ukrainian attacks on 10 Russian oil facilities have crippled at least 17% of the country's refining capacity. This represents approximately 1.1 million barrels per day, a massive chunk of Russia's domestic fuel production capability. The economic impact is measurable and significant. Gasoline prices have climbed to over 60 rubles per litre, representing more than 10% year-over-year growth. While official statistics show an average of 63.72 rubles per litre, wholesale prices for A92 gasoline reached 53.5 rubles, with retail hitting 59.5 rubles in August 2024. To put this in perspective for international viewers, 60 rubles equals approximately 75 cents per litre. With roughly 3.8 litres per gallon, that's about $2.85 per gallon. While this seems modest compared to Western prices, it represents a significant burden when considered against average Russian wages. The targeting strategy has been systematic and effective. Ukraine has focused on hitting the same facilities repeatedly, preventing full recovery. This approach maximizes long-term damage rather than seeking temporary disruptions. Intelligence reports confirm that facilities struggle to return to pre-attack capacity levels. The technical challenges are real and documented. Russian refineries depend heavily on Western technology, specialized equipment, software systems, and chemical catalysts that require regular replacement. Since 2022, sanctions took effect. Accessing these components has become increasingly difficult. If you're finding this analysis valuable, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. I focus on bringing you verified data and factual analysis on global energy markets. No speculation, just documented developments that affect real markets and real people. Industry analysts point to the replacement part shortage as a critical vulnerability. Modern refineries require precision-engineered components and chemical catalysts that typically need replacement every 1 to 3 years. Without access to original equipment manufacturers, Russian facilities face declining efficiency and increased maintenance challenges. The geographic factor compounds these issues. Most of Russia's refining capacity is concentrated in the western regions, while demand in the Far East has grown. This creates supply chain vulnerabilities and transportation bottlenecks that didn't exist when the infrastructure was originally designed. Regional variations in pricing reflect these supply challenges. While Moscow and St. Petersburg maintain relatively stable supplies, remote regions experience more significant price volatility and occasional shortages. The transportation costs and infrastructure limitations become more pronounced at greater distances from major refineries. The agricultural sector impact is documented through industry reports. Farmers face higher input costs during critical harvest periods, affecting profit margins and operational decisions. Some agricultural operations have reported delays in harvest activities due to fuel cost considerations, though the full economic impact is still being assessed. Government response has included price monitoring and market interventions. Officials have acknowledged the price increases while attributing them to various factors, including seasonal demand, maintenance schedules, and market conditions. The official data shows measured increases rather than dramatic spikes. What's your take on these developments? Are you tracking energy market impacts in your region? Drop a comment below with your observations. I read every response, and your real-world insights help inform future analysis. Don't forget to share this with anyone following energy market developments. The broader European context adds another layer of complexity. Countries still receiving Russian energy products through existing contracts have experienced supply variations and pricing volatility. Hungary and Slovakia, which maintain energy relationships with Russia, have reported increased market uncertainty. International energy market analysts are monitoring these developments closely. The disruption of 1.1 million barrels per day of refining capacity represents a significant shift in regional fuel supply dynamics, with potential ripple effects across neighboring markets. The technological dependency issue extends beyond immediate repairs. Modern refining operations require continuous software updates, technical support, and component optimization. Extended isolation from original equipment manufacturers could lead to gradual efficiency losses over time, even without direct damage. Sanctions compliance has created additional operational challenges for international companies that previously provided technical services to Russian facilities. This has reduced the available expertise for complex maintenance and upgrade projects. The documented facts paint a clear picture. Ukraine's systematic targeting of Russian energy infrastructure has achieved measurable results. The 17% reduction in refining capacity, combined with sanctions-related maintenance challenges, has created genuine supply constraints and price pressures. The 10% year-over-year price increase to over 60 rubles per liter represents real economic impact for Russian consumers. While not the catastrophic scenario some analysts predicted, it demonstrates how strategic infrastructure targeting can affect domestic markets. The technical challenges are substantial and ongoing. Without access to Western replacement parts and expertise, Russian refineries face long-term operational difficulties that go beyond immediate war damage. This creates a compound effect where each successful strike has longer-lasting consequences. Looking ahead, the sustainability of current operations depends on several factors: the effectiveness of Chinese substitutes for Western technology, the success of domestic production initiatives, and the ongoing targeting campaign's intensity and accuracy. For international observers, this situation illustrates how modern industrial infrastructure dependencies can become strategic vulnerabilities. The reliance on specialized foreign technology creates risk factors that extend well beyond traditional military considerations. The energy market implications continue to evolve. Regional pricing variations, supply chain adjustments, and alternative sourcing arrangements are reshaping fuel distribution patterns across Eastern Europe and Central Asia. These developments represent a significant shift in regional energy dynamics, with documented impacts on domestic pricing, industrial operations, and international supply relationships. The full economic consequences will likely unfold over months and years rather than weeks. Thanks for watching this fact-based analysis. Subscribe for more verified data on global energy developments, and remember, in volatile markets, accurate information is your most valuable resource.